is profitability? Is it in the room with us right now? Nintendo, I will literally give you $70 cash money right now for red, blue, yellow, gold, silver. Cash money. No. No. My emotions. My emotions.
愚蠢的美国人和约翰
John Cena.
没错，先生，因为这个视频是给美国人看的，我们想说什么就说什么，字幕会坏的。
This one doesn't work. And this one doesn't work. But no one is seeing your film on the big screen. But people are seeing movie theaters. They're driving past them every day to go to McDonald's. The Shamrock Shake is back. Yes! Yes! Pre-order now! This is how it feels to watch Disney Plus. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the most professional stream on the internet. I am the Real Life Fake Wizard, coming to you live from my CEO's headquarters offices, and I'm still feeling the vibes from this weekend, even though it's Monday. We're surviving the Monday, and it was a Monday. There was a lot of work to be done, a lot of things going on, and but we're here. And I missed yesterday's stream because we were at the Southeast Gaming Exchange in South Carolina, and we were having such a good time, and also there was not enough internet, that I wasn't able to stream at my normal 1 o'clock Eastern showing. And but we're back here, and I decided I'm gonna wear the robes because I had them all packed up, and I was like, I gotta get my stuff out, and I'll wear the brown one today. I don't get to wear this one on stream ever, but you know what? I've still got my chain with me, my special obnoxiously large chain that I was wearing, and of course, it comes with my voted most professional streamer plaque that I was wearing for most of the convention. I am very happy to be here, hanging out with you guys. We got 3 things we're going to talk about today, 3 big topics. There is one very large topic to discuss, but there's a few I want to get into. The first one is, of course, I want to talk about the convention. We had a really good time with the convention. I want to talk about the content we're working on right now and some of the things happening there, and really some exciting stuff that's going on in that sphere and in that world, right? The content stuff is a lot of fun. And I learned so much this past weekend that I want to share some experiences and share some stories. And but that's really important. All right, hang on. We got some people coming in already with firing off. I really just wanted to say that gaming is not the only place this is a problem. The reason we are so policed everywhere online, losing ability to express free speech, is credit card companies blazing Onagear. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with names. You know this. You know I'm not good with names. Don't take offense. Blazing Onagear. We're going to get into that. You're spoiling the show. You're spoiling the show. We are live for 4 minutes, and you're spoiling the... Anyway, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, that's a big part. If you see in the title here, clearly we're going to get into the credit card mafia controls Steam. That's huge. That's huge. I talked about this on Saturday Night Hypnosis a little bit with all the guys, with the whole panel. This is a really important topic. We are going to talk about that. But something else I want to get into, and we'll talk about very briefly as topic number 2, since we just spoiled topic number 3, is Star Wars Outlaws is back in the news. Who would have thunk it, right? That Star Wars Outlaws would be back in the news? I certainly didn't expect it. No, not at all. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Southeast Game Exchange and the good time we had there, some lessons learned. That was a lot of fun stuff. I got a photo I'm going to show. There's a lot of things to get into with this. We'll talk about that. Star Wars Outlaws back in the news. And then, of course, the credit card mafia is rearing its ugly head, and this time it's going to impact gamers. So let's go ahead, transition over, and get right into this. Jesus, I didn't hit the button fast enough. Okay, and we're back. Except now this is backwards, isn't it? It's backwards. Welcome to the most professional stream on the internet. I'm the real life fake wizard. Let's get into this topic. All right, so let's talk about the Southeast Game Exchange. I'm going to pull up the link here. I'm going to pull up the link. Let's see. Is my ugly mug still on their homepage? I bet it is because it only happened yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and be professional and share the link. Share the screen here. Let's pull it up. Bada boom, baby. All right. So yeah, there I am. Real life fake wizard still on the guest page for the Southeast Game Exchange. This took place yesterday, over the weekend, July 18, 19, and 20 here in well, not here, but in South Carolina. I learned a lot of stuff, and I want to start off by saying thanks, firstly, to the owners of the convention for allowing us to come out and be there. I say thank you to them. They were sweethearts, really wonderful people, wonderful people. Those of you who've watched my streams and watched my content or know me, you know that I say often that we spent a lot of time working in the Comic-Con circuit. We've done marketing for and with, and well, actually we've run entire shows. Like my team and I, we know how stressful and how difficult it can be to do conventions. And I have to just give a massive round of golf claps so that I don't blow the mic out, but a massive round of applause to the people running this event. They were welcoming, like insanely welcoming. They put us up, they took care of us, gave us a table to hang out with all of you guys. And that was really cool because they didn't have to be as accommodating as they were, and they were extraordinarily accommodating and welcoming to someone like me. And this was the first time I got the chance to meet everybody. And you have a cheers on the sound. Well, let's see if the soundboard works because I don't think it's going to work. I don't know if it worked, but I hit the button. I did hit the button. Well, let me see. Maybe I could pull it up. Maybe I could switch it around and get the soundboard working again. It's been a while. You know what? It's been a while since I've been able to just stream from my rig here at home. I haven't been here like the entire summer. We're almost towards the end of the summer, and I've only slept in my own bed 4 times, including last night. The entire summer, I've been traveling the entire time. So, like, doing this and making content stuff has been a little difficult, which is where I'm really excited to talk about the next piece of it. Is I'm working on a bit of a documentary video, taking all of the footage that I got from the Southeast Game Exchange, and we're doing a full this really cool documentary style video. I'm hoping to get it out later this week, so we gotta work through that. That's going to be fun. But I wanted to say a giant thank you to all of you who came to hang out with us. Oh my gosh, I'm blown away, and I have been blown away, and it's kind of, I've been very almost quiet. Yeah, I've been in work meetings all day, but I found myself like kind of quiet today. And firstly, that's because my social battery is fried, and secondly, because I'm running on about 3 hours of sleep. But more importantly, I'm really taken aback by the interactions I had with all of you. Many of you who came out to hang out with us and just to see everybody in person. The amount of people who came to our booth and were hanging out with us, and they were saying that they came to this show because they knew I was going. And I don't take myself seriously on here. I'm not interested in that. I don't really think of myself as like I don't give a shit about being famous. I don't care about fame or anything that comes along with that. That just creates more problems. I don't want to be famous. I want to make a difference. I want to fight the fight and have a little fun along the way. But getting to meet everybody was really a truly incredible experience that I'm never going to forget. And I'd like to do more of it. We were driving home, and my team and I, we were all saying, my team and I being my brother and my business partner, driving home, and we were saying the whole time how happy we were just getting to see everybody. And this being the first time we were able to do something at this scale, at this length, we want to do it again. So I really hope that we get to go to some new shows and set up a booth proper and get to hang out with you guys like we were. Maybe a little more so next time, right? So, but something I said on stream over the last few weeks is that I really wanted to do like a meetup. I really wanted to do something of a meetup and get to, I wanted to pass out fake beards with everybody. And so we did that. And I'm going to show you now because we've actually got a picture of it. We did a panel on Saturday afternoon. And this is what happened at that panel. Take a look at this. So I posted this on Twitter, of course. I said, I cast mirror image, and it worked. And we passed out all the beards, and we were hanging out with everybody. We did a panel talking about creativity and gaming, and getting like that. The fact that this photo exists with all these good people who came to see us live, I'm still blown away. I'm blown away that this happened, and I'm super grateful. This was a lot of fun, and I really loved it. I really loved it. So yes, shout out to all of you guys, really, for making my weekend incredible. We had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again real soon. So that's really fun. There's a lot of moments where I got to be more than just a guy, more than just a fake wizard, I think. And that was really fun for me, was being able to be, a real person with all of you. And that was pretty great. So we are going to be at GalaxyCon Raleigh this upcoming weekend. I'm not going to have a booth. I'm just going to be floating around as a media personality. But if you are there at GalaxyCon Raleigh this upcoming weekend, I will be there. I don't know when I will be there because I got to work. But I will definitely be there all 4 days at some time. So if you want to come and hang out or connect, the best way to do that is to connect with me over the Discord. Join our Discord server, wizardsanctuary.com, and let me know in the general chat if you're going to be there, and we'll try to put something together. If there's enough people, we'll figure something out this upcoming weekend, and that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so this is great, and I have a lot of stories. Man, I have a lot of stories, and maybe we'll get into those like at another time, right? We'll get into some of the wild stories, and really, I don't want to spoil the incredibly fun content that we shot, but I will spoil one thing specifically because I don't think we got it recorded. There was an individual walking around the floor of the convention this past weekend in one of those giant Pikachu outfits. And so now, for those of you who saw pictures of me, I'm very tall. I'm about 6'4" tall. And this individual in the Pikachu outfit was taller than me. So the full costume, the full outfit was taller than me. It's this big Pikachu. And we were going around interviewing people. I had the microphone attached to my fake wand here. And we were going around and asking people, hey, did you buy the Switch 2? Did you buy the Switch 2? Pikachu, can I ask you a question? And so that's what I did. We go over and I said, hey, Pikachu, can I ask you a question? And the guy inside says, yeah, man, what's up? And we broke. We broke character immediately. Myself and my camera guy were crying of laughter because here's Pikachu walking around. Hey, can I ask you a question? Yeah, man, what's up? I was not ready for that. But we had a great time. A lot of great content coming. And you know what? It was a really great place to talk with folks about the fake portal. And I kind of want to bring that up a little bit. Where are we at? Where are things with the fake portal project, right? Well, Fake Portal, for those of you who do not know, is a massive online directory platform that my team and I are developing. And our goal is to bridge the big gap of discoverability for gamers and indie games. Okay. You guys know me. How do we fight AAA? You stop buying AAA games and you support competition. It's the best thing you can do. That's the best thing you can do is support competition. So we're self-funding that. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna try. All right. I can't promise it. I can't really promise it's gonna be the best thing that's ever happened. Nor would I try to do that. All I can promise is that we're gonna try really, really hard to make it work. So we got to talk to people about that, and the fact that we were able to talk to people young and old, present this idea, and see an immediate reaction in their eyes, because we're standing there with people. We're standing there with people in real life that don't know who I am. They don't know that I'm a YouTuber. I wasn't even in the outfit. And just person to person present this idea with no connotations to who I am. And to see that their eyes light up and say, well, that we do need that. We do need some platform to bridge the gap for indies, and seeing people get excited like that made me realize that, oh my gosh, we need this bad. We need this to work. We need this to happen. We need this to work. So right now, I want to show you guys just a snippet of what the platform is going to look like. So this is a coming soon. This is not complete in any way whatsoever. We're not close to having everything done, but I did want to show you, and shout out to my buddies at MythRealm with Delta Video Games here. Good people. They came, and I've been talking to them for some time. MythRealm looks like a lot of fun, and yeah, it's going to look something like this with buttons directly on here, gameplay trailers. But all of the details that you need to make decisions on if you're interested to buy the game or check out the game, but we're linking out to every platform that these games are listed on, descriptions included, and a lot more stuff underneath here that I don't want to spoil just yet. I can't spoil everything now. And of course, you're seeing on the right-hand panel, it's going to be recently added games. We got to tweak this up a lot. But this is that what I'm showing here is one of the game pages. It's one of the types of game pages. And so I'm really hyped to see how this all plays out. And I've realized how important this really is. So we're going to have proper news on this probably within the next couple of streams. We'll be back to regularly scheduled Sunday streams this Sunday coming up, 1 o'clock Eastern. And I hope to have something there, but no promises, because I've got to do a massive documentary video from Siege that we were just at, and then I have to do another video based on GalaxyCon this upcoming week. So this is going to be great. Yeah, if you're interested in participating in this project, in the Fake Portal project, and by participating, I mean there will be times when I ask, hey, can you guys go and check out this one thing? Or, hey, what do you guys think of this one thing? Join the Discord server, wizardsanctuary.com, where we have multiple channels in there, and there will be more of them in the future, giving us a place to talk about, hey, guys, can you guys take a look at this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? Okay? That's very important. I think we need something like this now more than ever. And especially after what's happening in the freaking world right now, and what's happening with Nintendo, and what's happening with Sony and Microsoft, and the big topic of the day that we're going to get into that's in the title of this video. It's more important now than ever before that customers, consumers, gamers, everybody needs to be more vigilant about what we're spending our money on. Okay, we all need to be more vigilant. This is past gaming. This isn't just a gaming thing anymore. The topic we're going to get into today, this ain't even a gaming thing anymore. This is a real world nasty thing. And I'm going to be taking it from a different angle than I think most streamers are taking it from, because I've watched this in real life. become a real problem. So yes, fakeportal.com. Please check it out. Please sign up for our newsletter. And I would appreciate that very much. We're going to be sending out more information really soon about this. We got a lot of work. I keep saying to my team, we got a lot of work ahead of us. We got a lot of sleepless nights ahead. And we are really, we'll fund it. I'll put the money up. I will put the money up. I'll put the hours in, but I'm going to need your help to make this happen. We don't see a dime on this thing, nor do I want to see a dime on this thing. After seeing how, after talking to all of you guys, man, after seeing all of you guys and making new friends and meeting new folks who had no idea who I was over the past couple of days, I'm more kind of resolute, resolved to the point of I'm just ready to fight them. I'm just ready to take them all on. I'm ready to take these corporations on, and I'm one man. And that doesn't mean I'll even make a dent. I don't even think I'm gonna make a dent. I can't do it alone, but I could try. And that's all I could do. That's the most important thing. We're gonna try really damn hard and see where it lands. So thank you for that, and thank you for supporting us so far. This has been really great. Before we continue, we're gonna answer some questions, I think. Well, maybe not even questions. I keep seeing the chats popping up, and I see a lot of names. I see familiar names. I see some new names too. Let's see. Rune says for $80, you can get 4 decent indie titles and stick it to Nintendo. It's a win-win. 100%. For $80, you might be able to get 7 titles. Maybe more, depending on how the pricing of those games. It's insane how reasonably priced games are when they're indie. It's wild. You see Zing instead. Yeah, I no more Zing. I'm all zinged out. I am zinged out with right now. Jessica Jenkins says, hopefully you visit a con near Chicago. Would like to see you there. I'd love to go to one. I'd also like to, be invited to some of them too. Let us, if there's a con, I'll put it this way. If there's a con that you want to see me at, or a convention, a gaming expo, or, anything like that, let me know about it, but also reach out to them and tell them that you want me there, and let me know who they are so that I could reach out to them and ask them if they want me there. That would be good too. Yeah, let me know what conventions you guys are interested in seeing me go to. I would love that. Leslie Springfield says, but I thought Steam was wholesome. I'm sorry to inform you that this isn't entirely Steam's fault. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. We're almost there. I promise we're going to talk about that. Real life fake wizard, what games you get at Siege? I got a single game, just one. Pokemon Soul Silver. It's the only game I got, and it wasn't even for me. I was giving it away to somebody. I was giving it to somebody. Not there. Not at the event. But yeah, it was a gift. I picked up Pokemon Soul Silver as a gift, and that's the prices there were not great. The prices there were not awesome. They were not awesome. The prices were rough for some of those games, but of course, I understand people got to make their money. People got to make their money. Demi the Skull Kid says credit card companies suck. They absolutely do. They 100% do. Player Negative says, you may be a fake wizard, but you bring real magic. I am going to try. I try to bring real magic. Thank you for that. Weird Sister says, wish I could have been there, but traveling from UK is a little too far. Well, I appreciate that. And yes, traveling from the UK would be a little too far. Yeah, that's across the pond. That is a trip. Freddie Colton, that guy 2 down from you, is a looker. That guy 2 down from me. So wait a second. I know what you're I know what you're talking about here. I know what you're talking about, Freddie. Hang on. If you're still here. Wait. 2 down from me. So if we look here, 1, this is me. 1, 2. Wait a second. I think those 2 names match. It's if I'm not mistaken, if I could read correctly, that's the same guy. Oh, it's the same photo too. Wow. Well, shout out to you, Freddie. It was nice meeting you. Nice meeting you the other day. Good guy. Good guy. Guys, check out Freddie Colton's channel. Post some good stuff. All right. Player Negative says, so all right, let's get into this. All right, let's move on to the next topic then. Let's move in to the next topic. All right, wait, hang on. We got a couple good ones here. Did you ever cover that Mind's Eye game that was supposed to blow GTA 6 out of the water? Looks like lazy AI slop to me. I haven't covered it. I haven't even watched a trailer for that game. Maybe a little bit. I saw the last thing I heard about that game is that it was supposed to be John Wick inspired gun fu, and I didn't watch anything else. I didn't really read into anything else with that game. But I heard it was a mess. I'd love to play it when it's like bargain bin $5. That's when I'd like to play those types of games. Credit Mafia equals Federal Reserve banking system. I mean, hey, now that's true. Hello from Mexico. It's sad what's happening with the gaming industry. How is it possible that credit card corporations control what stuff we can get through a storefront? It is a disaster, Nostradamus. It is a disaster, but it's more than just games. It's more than just credit. It's more than just games. It's more than just entertainment. It's the entire economy. It's the entire business. All commerce is built in these credit card companies. We're gonna see about that. Actually, that brings up something that I forgot to grab before I jumped on stream. We're gonna be right back. I'm gonna take a second here. I'm going to switch out. I got to go grab something. We'll be here in a second. America's got an inflammation problem. Did you know that 35% of all United States Americans suffer from chronic inflammation? And that's normally connected to their poor diet or lack of exercise. We have found that a really good solution to combating this chronic inflammation comes in the form of matcha. Yeah, matcha, the green tea. Matcha is considered to have some of the highest concentrations of antioxidants, which means it naturally will help your body fight inflammation. With just 2 grams of matcha each day, people have reported a decrease in inflammation, a decrease in free radicals, which are known to cause cancer, and an increase in relaxed focus. I would love some relaxed focus. In my line of work, I have to deal with Steve, and Steve is like the opposite of an antioxidant. The science here is based on over 1,000 years of trial and error, allowing R.W. Golden and myself, as a part of the company, to deliver you the highest quality, USDA-certified, organic, ceremonial-grade matcha available on the market. But I want you to see the benefits hands-on. Go to rwmatcha.com/wizard right now to save 10% on your order of a 50-gram tin. Thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a shameless plug. Hey, by the way, that's my company. That's not an ad for someone else. I'm an owner on RW Golden. Just to be clear on that. And also, that is an old ad. We desperately need a new one. But you know how it is here on the Most Professional Streamers channel. And I know this is backwards. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. we're such a mess sometimes. Anyway, all right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this credit card mafia thing. Let's get right into it, right? Okay. There are four, count them, 4 big credit card companies. Or really, not credit card companies. They're not credit card companies exactly. Transactional card companies. Okay? We know what those are. You got your Discover, Visa, MasterCard. American Express. There's a bunch of other ones. They're payment cards. And you all have them. I have them. We've all got them. And they're all over the world. But they're not really, yeah, see, I see you guys in the chat already. Payment processors. Those aren't really the payment processors. Okay, that's where I'm getting into. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Hang in there. They're payment conduits. Okay, so let me give you the backstory here. So I work in marketing. Okay, I'm NDA'd. I can't really talk about who my clients are, nor would I want to. That's not the point. But because I work in marketing and because I work in consulting, and I'm the kind of person that gets hired to come in and fix up businesses. My team and I, right? It's a different team. What we do is we come in and see the infrastructure that small to medium-sized businesses have up and down the East Coast of the United States, and we help fix their pipelines. We help fix their businesses up, and then we send them on their way, right? So what happens here is we've come face to face with these credit card companies, with these processor companies, and something that most people don't understand is that there's a differentiation between Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, and payment processors. Okay? The payment processors are totally different than the actual vehicle card, like the cards themselves. Okay? Visa is not the processor. You look at something like Square, you'll see this in stores. You know, if you're a business owner, you've heard of Square before, or perhaps you've heard of PayPal, right? PayPal is a processor. Steam has its own processor. And then you use things like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express to spend money through those processors to get the goods you want to buy. Yes, exactly this. Venmo, Cash App, all of the applications that you might use, those are the processors, not the cards themselves. The credit card companies are the payment options. Now, why is this important? And what does this have to do with Steam? Okay. Well, and I will admit, I don't have all of the information yet. I don't have the full story, but I have enough of the story because I know how it is with all the freaking credit card companies, how difficult business can be. Is that Steam recently updated its TOS, terms of service, making it more difficult for certain games to be posted based on specific criteria. Now, posted meaning you could develop a video game and post it, and you might now have complications posting said game because they've made the TOS a little bit more strict. And the reason they've made the TOS a little more strict is because the credit card companies, not the payment processors, have stated that if Steam does not operate under the recommendation, more or less, of these credit card companies, then Steam could lose the ability to use those credit card companies. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if somebody posted a game on Steam and Visa did not like that game for any reason at all, that means Visa could say, hey, Steam, you can no longer accept Visa card payments. That's what that means. And what happens is, Steam has their own processor. Steam has their own personal processor. It's for their company. That's fine. But if Visa stops working with you, you don't lose just your processor, because your processor means nothing. What it means then is that you can't take payments. And if you can't take payments, you're not a business. This is a very complex topic. There's a lot to it. And it's the kind of thing that I really would love to talk more of, and I wish I had my thoughts a little more prepared on it. But I want to talk about the credit card processor, the credit card companies first and foremost, because that's what I've experienced. And people talk about how easy it is to get canceled on YouTube, right? Isn't it? It's easy to get canceled on social media. Don't we all hear about that? Don't we all talk about that? You know, how easy it is to get your YouTube banned, how easy it is to get banned on Instagram and Facebook, and you have your Gmail banned. Okay, now here's the deal. For small businesses that do not have their own processors, okay, it is 10 times easier for a small business to get banned from getting a payment processor. Okay, so now hear what I just said, based on everything I've just explained, right? We've got credit card companies. We have payment processors, different companies. They're not the same companies, okay? And on this hand here, Steam has their own, so they don't give a shit. But then there are payment processor companies, and small businesses, any business, needs to rely on the payment processor who has to rely on Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover. This is a mafia. It's a ridiculous system that tracks back to a handful of companies controlling all of the commerce. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, it all goes back to them. But then there's the small little mob bosses along the way in the form of payment processors. And frankly, having worked in New York City, shaking hands with the owners of these companies, holy shit, they're all scumbags. Holy shit. The people that, because you could open a payment processor company right now if you wanted. You just have to have a lot of money to put into it because you'd have to make Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover happy to be willing to work with you. But all those guys, they are shysters. They are bad news. Comment just came up. You personally met them? Yes, I have. I sat in boardrooms with them. I shook hands with them. They were clients at the time. I don't have them now as a client. I was working for someone else. I was working for other people at the time. It was when I was much younger in my career. And it's scary. It's scary. I'm going to give you a little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background here for me as a content creator, okay? A few years ago, I participated in a show called Lawyers and Dragons. It's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful show. I really enjoyed my time. I've talked about it here, where I played Dungeons and Dragons with YouTube lawyers, and they are friends of mine, and I loved working with them. I love doing content with them. They're good friends. I haven't done anything with them in some time. Everybody's very busy. It's a dream one day we all get back together for something, right? It was fun. It was a fun time. And part of that show, there was a character that I played called Hardy the Cat. People loved Hardy the Cat. You know, he was a silly little cat, and he was ridiculous, and he caused a lot of problems with playing D&D, and I would do silly voices. Well, towards the end of the run, by fan demand, everybody was demanding that I did this. The viewers, of course, demanded that I did this, was to try and sell little Hardy cats. So I did. I tried to sell little Hardy cats. And here's one of them right here. This is what I had to get up and get. So yeah, we made these little cats, and because we were only able to get a few of them, right? They were numbered. We only got 50. We got 50 of these Hardy cats. This is number 2. This is number 2. I have number 2. I don't know where number 1 is, but I definitely have number 2. And it was a great time. Oh, I dropped him. I dropped him. There he is. Hardy the cat. Yeah, and he has a little name tag here. It says, banished from eternity for tax evasion, because that's what he did. He commits tax evasion. These cats sold out so fast and so quickly with other things that were available on the store. Like, we put other things out. We had stickers and pins and things, and we were also selling books. We were so successful, we got shut down. I'm not joking. Many of you watching this remember me sending out those emails saying, hey, our payment processor just fried our whole business. Now, thankfully, thank God for this, I have a friend who works in payment processing that I was able to call and beg for help, who explained to me that my business was too successful too fast because it was a new business with a new processor. My business was too successful too fast that they thought I was committing a crime, which I wasn't, and they decided to nuke my entire platform without notifying me. They seized the money as well. We had to go through and make all the refunds and hope to God that everybody got their money back. Otherwise, we were going to just find a way to give everybody's money back if it didn't go through. This happened to me in real time, and I see the names. Many of you saw all of this. Yes. Many of you in the chat remember this. The second processor called me to confirm it was a legit purchase. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out, Kelly. That's absolutely what happened. Because my Social Security number, my business partner's Social Security number, and my business entity were all flagged to be put on a blacklist. And if you're put on a blacklist, you're done. Don't open a business. Go work for somebody forever. You can't do a damn thing. You can't do a damn thing in this world with business, that is. So yeah, I can talk about this Steam issue, and I can talk about the severity. I could talk about the severity of how crazy it is of what's going on with the Steam thing because of a cat. It's a little cat. Little plushy cat, man, was enough. This cat was enough to get me on like a 3 strikes and you're out list. That's insane. So, with that setup for plushy cats selling too well, they sold too well that it got flagged. Takes us into this topic. Credit card companies are being persuaded, perhaps. There's evidence of that. There's evidence of these credit card companies being persuaded by charity organizations to make stricter rules about what's being sold on Steam. There is evidence that these companies are doing this in other countries, not just America. And they're doing this to lots of businesses. And it's a scary thing when, from the macro part of it, and this is, look, everything I just explained with Hardy the cat and my personal experience, right? I've had to fix it and deal with it for business clients of mine in real time. Like, to this day, we're still we still have to talk with clients about how to overcome these payment processor issues, because the payment processors are a mafia. But the bosses above them, above like the lower bosses, are the credit card companies themselves. So now we see here, and I'm going to pull up an article we're going to read through in a bit. But what we're seeing, and I want to do a proper video on it, but I also want to bring people in. I want to bring people in that are a little bit more educated in this than I haven't had the time to reach out to them. I'm going to soon. I swear I'm running on about 3 or 4 hours of sleep right now today. But I really, really wanted to stream and get to talk to you guys because I missed yesterday. I want to I'd like to talk to some of the other people that are doing the deep research on this and bring them together and do kind of a follow-up video with them, because this is a huge topic, because this is more than just gaming. It's all commerce. I talk about how corporations are bad. I talk about how the investment firms are evil. I talk about how the entertainment companies are purely evil. And we all love games, and we all love movies, and we all love entertainment. That's why we're all here, because that's the things we all talk about. That's what we all talk about together, right? And you know what? There's even worse people above them. And it's the credit card companies. The credit card companies are super wicked. Super wicked. But all right, let's take a look at this. So here's a story that was posted on December, I believe that's December 2nd, 2024. 2024. This is this past December, if I'm reading this correct. Either that or it's totally backwards, which is stupid. Let me go ahead and share this story. And let's read through it. And this is coming to us from Automation Media. All right, I'm going to zoom in here. Visa Japan's CEO says disabling card payment for legal adult content is, quote, necessary to protect the brand, end quote. All right, so let's just expand on this for a moment here. What this means is that Visa Japan is saying that content that's legally available, legally produced content in Japan is being, well, either you take it down or we're going to disable your card payment system because it's necessary to protect the brand of Visa. 2024 article, by the way. I think I pretty clearly said that it's 2024. I said December 2nd, 2024 at 11:54. At 11:44. Geez. Yes. But this is a story. There's a lot of things going on right now with the Steam TOS. But let me be clear. Like I said before, I don't have all the information on the Steam TOS news story that's happening right in this moment. I care about talking about the credit card mafia that is controlling Steam. And here's another example of how and why. Okay, that's what's going on. So, president of Visa's Japan subsidiary, Sitan Kitney, responds to inquiries about Visa being unusable on legal adult content platforms. Now, as we get into this, I'm going to go full screen for a second. As we get into this, I am not the biggest advocate for adult content. Obviously not. I kind of belittle those things. I'm not really interested in these things. The gooning content and anything around that, I'm not really a big fan of. But I do advocate for freedom of speech in a way. And so I'm very conflicted when we see things like companies or governments trying to control or censor speech in any way. And here's why I care. And unfortunately, it truly is a slippery slope because you do need to protect people. So you do need to have certain rules on what people can and can't do. Absolutely. The problem is power is corrupting. And when we look at a company like Visa, who has the entire economy of the world by the nutsack, we get into serious problems. At what point is too much power too much power? At what point is the ability of a company to say that other companies can't conduct business too far? I may not support or like the content that is about to be discussed here, and therefore I will say viewer discretion is now advised because I don't know what's going to be said in the rest of this article. We're going to read it together. That's how it works here on Fake Wizard Crash Out. We read the articles in real time. I don't really read the whole thing over. It's important. I also want to preface, I don't have the best solution to this. When we look at the Nintendo thing, the AAA gaming thing, I'm doing my best to give you guys solutions. I'm doing my best to say, like, hey, here are the problems. Here's the solution, right? If you're unhappy with AAA games, stop buying AAA games, buy indie games instead. And if you can't find those indie games, I'm literally building the portal for you to find the indie games. So, like, you keep playing games, you just stop supporting the AAA titles. See, that's a solution that no other freaking content creator is going to give you because most of them just want to talk shit. Okay? And with this one here, I don't have the best solution. And I wish I did. And I don't have one yet. I literally don't have one. And in my personal life, this is something that we talk about at work all the time of trying to mitigate and trying to resolve. So let's continue. Since last year, international credit card companies... Oh, I got to go full screen. Since last year, international credit card companies and payment processors have been seemingly targeting major Japanese content platforms, sending requests for adult content on them to be removed or censored, and one-sidedly terminating payment options. Recent cases include the Dojinshi manga chain Melon Books, which cannot receive payment via Visa or MasterCard. Also, don't come at me for saying this wrong. I don't give a shit. And the out-of-print manga archive Manga Library Z, which had to shut down entirely after losing practically all methods of receiving payment from its users. Yeah, this is what happened to us with this cat. Our payment processor was shut down, and all the payments that we received were frozen in place. That's what happened. So it happened to me with this cat, and now it's also happening and happened with this situation as well. Little different, but very much connected. The issue has been garnering a lot of criticism in Japan and globally, especially due to the fact that platforms for self-published works and fan art seem to be the biggest targets. Even figures like Nier Automata creator Yoko Taro have spoken on the issue, calling the pressure international payment processors exert on Japanese content platforms, quote, dangerous, end quote, for how it jeopardizes free expression. But what do credit card companies in question have to say about the matter? Recently, Visa's Japanese subsidiary, Visa Worldwide Japan Co., held a briefing to talk about its local expansion strategies, as reported by Impress Watch. During Q&A sessions for this briefing, the company's president and representative director, Kite Kidney, I'm butchering the name, I don't give a shit, was asked about why Visa is becoming unusable on sites selling adult content that's legal in Japan. In response, Kidney commented that while Visa's policy is to make legal and legitimate purchases available as much as possible, it is, quote, sometimes necessary to deny use to protect the brand. That is terrifying. That is scary shit, my friends. So again, this is really, we just kind of bounced back and forth. But to reiterate, we have content that is being sold in a country legally, meaning it is legal content to the laws of the country and state that it is in. But Visa is saying we refuse to be part of processing those payments for that commerce, for those transactions, specifically because we're afraid that that content could damage our brand. Well, guess what, Visa? Your brand doesn't actually matter that much? Question mark? Your brand doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because it's in everybody's pockets. I don't know anyone who's going out of their way to get Visa over MasterCard. I know people go for American Express because there's benefits to that, right? But I don't know anybody that's like, oh, I need to go for Visa. I don't know anybody who would do that. I don't know anybody who's going for MasterCard. I don't know anybody who's going out of their way to get Discover or any of the other offshoot credit card companies that are out there. Your job is to do transactions and make us think we're getting points back in the form of credit card points, which is also a scam. That's all bullshit. So I look at this. I mean, yeah, okay, look, the credit card points, yeah, okay, you can get it and you do some flights. All right, whatever. It's for business owners and people that spend a lot of money on credit cards. It's still a scam to get you to spend more money, by the way. Like, that's the whole thing with the points. It's designed to get you to spend more money. That's a video on its own. That's a massive thing. ES says, I know that when I use MasterCard, I can feel pure. Oh, here we go. This is a great comment. Really great comment here. Instead of being associated with degeneracy, Visa is going to be associated with censorship and authoritarianism. Great job. Further that, does anybody care about Visa being part of these transactions? Did anybody think of that, you know? Like, do you ever think that Visa is in play here? Like, when you say Like, all right, let's just say OnlyFans, for instance. Let's say you're going to clutch your pearls at OnlyFans like I would, right? Well, when you blame OnlyFans for its business, do you blame Visa for participating in it? Not really. You blame OnlyFans. And you blame anybody who owns OnlyFans because they're the business. Visa is just a credit card company that happens to be a part of it. You know? Nobody blames Visa. Nobody blames American Express. So this is like, but when I say nobody, I mean very, very much the general public. Obviously, general public doesn't think like that. So when I look at something like this, and I read what they're saying here, sometimes necessary to deny use to protect the brand. That's an excuse to flex on the world and try to control what people do. It's a wonderful question that just popped up here. Wonderful question. Are they going to cut their ties with all the prawn sites and say sorry? I don't think so. And I don't think that it's going to happen at all. I don't think they're going to do that at all. Why? Because they make too much money on it. This is the kind of thing that makes me concerned because it's going to embolden credit card companies to dictate who can and can't do business. It's actually superseding the law. It's going past the laws that are there in place to protect businesses and people and customers. I can't believe I'm saying this. The government should do that. Your government should do that. Your elected officials, the people that you put into political office, should be the ones to determine things like this, not these credit card companies. And I'll say, and of course, there are people who would have a rebuttal to that, and rightfully so. They should. It's the kind of thing that should be discussed. And I will not pretend like I have all the answers. I don't know how to handle this one, but it scares the crap out of me. And now that this has been floating around, and obviously, yes, this article is a little older by about 7 months. It's about 7 months old. But this is relevant now, and this is proof. This is proof in the pudding right here at this quote. Sometimes necessary to deny use to protect the brand. Which truly means sometimes it's necessary for us to take you off the platform so we can protect ourselves. Which really translates to, we don't like you, so you're gone. We don't trust you, so you're gone. You don't agree with us, so you're gone. It's a scary idea. It's a scary idea, you know? Did we elect Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express to control what we can and can't buy? That's the real question. And why do they get the chance to do that? So let's finish this up here. He goes on to say, here, let me pull this up. He goes on to say that these are, quote, complex decisions involving both global and local policies. Policies are bullshit. Hey, everybody. Hey, let's tell you all right now. I'm gonna reveal it to you right now. Policies are bullshit that could be changed at any time by any lawyer or any moron with a keyboard. Company policies are bullshit. And they can be changed at any time at all for any reason whatsoever. So anytime a company says, "Oh, well, we're going by our policies," that's the set of rules that they can change 5 minutes before they tell you that they're following the policy. Just to be clear, corporation policies don't mean shit. Nothing. They don't mean nothing. And that, quote, it is important to maintain sincerity and integrity, and we will continue to do so, end quote, which suggests that the company does not intend to change its stance. There is no specific explanation provided as to what kind of global and local policies Visa's decisions are determined by. Great point there. This one's scary. This is a scary topic, And I'll reiterate again, I don't have the answers yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I will have the answers. But it gives me pause. It gives me pause to think, how far can this go uncontrolled? How far could this go? Because a corporation takes an inch, they're gunning for 18 miles. Okay. They're just going to do it 1 inch at a time until they have everything, until they have full, complete control. They don't care. They're in it. They got to show record profits. They got to do things that they keep make lots and lots and lots of money. But there's also incompetency built into that, where there are some of the people running these boardrooms are a bunch of morons. And then on top of that, there's also a little bit of malice. Certainly, there's a little bit of malice involved. That's a big deal, right? And we look around, and now it's hitting gaming. And you know what that means? Because it's hitting gaming, that means it has the potential to go super, super, super viral. And I guess that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. So what we're looking at right now, and I wish I could pull up an article for it, is as of today, I'll minimize this just so it makes more sense for what I'm about to say. We look around today, and over the last few days, Steam, which people thought was a really reputable company and we could trust Steam, or at least try to trust Steam, or we want to trust Steam, had to make a decision to keep their business alive. And that decision is that they're going to make it a little more difficult for developers to post specific types of games. And even if those games aren't the types of games that you or I would have bought, or maybe you would have bought it and, that's fine. Or maybe you wouldn't have bought it like me, and that's also fine. It doesn't matter. The point being is legal content to the states, the countries, can and will be removed by the platform to keep the credit card company masters at bay. And that sucks. That is bananas. Dude, payment processor's job is to process payment. They have no say in what the money owner buys. Unfortunately, now they're trying to. Dude, unfortunately, now they're trying to. And actually, they do. Son of a bitch, yes, they do. Oh my God, yeah, they do. Do you have any idea how involved they are? They have no say in what money owner buys. No, they have say in what businesses sell. They have claim on what businesses can sell and what businesses can do. Oh my God, they try to control that. They don't try to control what you buy. They try to control what is sold. Big difference, same outcome. Big difference, same outcome. It has nothing to do with the controlling what you spend your money on directly as you, the customer. It's to control what the businesses can sell you. That's what it is. Jeez. There's a lot there to that topic. I've seen businesses that are Chinese restaurants in Brooklyn have problems with this because they don't check a stupid ass box on a form fill for the credit card processor, and that creates problems. No way, dude. No way. But anyway, no, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying it's the other side of what you've been saying. All right, well, before we continue, we got some super chats here, and I saw this one, and I really want to call this one out. Fallen Order for a 5 says, sorry I'm late. By the way, signature looks great on the helmet. Fallen Order, man. Shout out to you. Major shout out to Fallen Order and his wife coming to see me at the Southeast Game Exchange. Getting to meet them was really a special experience. And they brought me a Helldiver helmet to sign. And I said, guys, I'll do it, but my penmanship is shit. I don't want to ruin your helmet. So I had to practice a little bit and get my penmanship down and ready to sign the helmet. And I'm going to post a picture of it on Twitter. I'm going to post it tonight after we're done streaming. There's actually a whole bunch of pictures in this lineup I'm going to be posting, and that's one of them. And that was a really that was a special moment for me, man. So I really appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out and getting to meet you. That was really great. But I was like, oh no, not a helmet. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to mess it up, man. Thank you for that, brother. It was really good to meet you, man. Garrett Grant gifted 5 real life fake wizard memberships. Thank you for that, Garrett. That is very, very kind of you. Appreciate that very much. And shout out to everybody that is now a member of the channel. Even if it's shit, it's gonna be genuine. I would say it's actually it came out okay, but you'll see it on Twitter. I'll post it when we're done streaming. I'll post it at the end of the stream because it was. I had to get it right. I was very concerned with getting that one wrong. I did not want that to be bad. My penmanship is terrible. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Okay, I'm just looking at some of your comments here before we jump back into this one, right? Nostradamus says, looks like the Visa CEO catch his son playing with those games and out of a tantrum decided that no one should be able to purchase those games anymore with Visa. Hey, man, is possible. Anything's possible, you know? Anything is possible. We don't know. That would be wild, though. Woozy Polar Bear says, I think this credit card censorship is the first step to implementing 15-minute cities and setting up purchase limits on things like certain food, meat, travel, carbon fuels, etc. Is there a possibility for that? Maybe. It's a possibility. I think we're a little early out for that. Not to say that it's not possible. Not to say that that's not possible. I think we're a little early out from that. If I deep down believe that that's exactly what's happening right now, I would tell you, and I think it's too early to tell. I think it's too early to tell for something like that. I think it's just greed running rampant. I think it's a form of greed and power running rampant, and, you know, anything is possible, but it's still early out. I've said it before. I will continue to say it for this topic alone. I don't have all the answers, and I wish I did. New Slipknot song, penmanship equals shit. Yes. Oh, yeah. Wizard cast managed democracy. Yes. Oh, yeah. Bread lines for the win. It's the Marxist model. You know what's crazy about that? All right, let's talk about that real quick, and then we'll get into the next topic. And maybe this is me not having all the answers to different things. The rise of Marxism, right, and the discussions of Marxism, right? Okay, there are some people who believe in Marxism. I've been very clear. I don't. Clearly, I'm a business owner. I work in the business world. I work in the marketing world. So I understand connecting with people. And there's a lot of people who believe in Marxism. I am not one of them. But I respect having the conversation. I'm interested in the conversation, right? What we are experiencing is not Marxism. It is the worst kind of corporatism. It's not end stage capitalism, or at least that's very debatable. It's not Marxism. It's not socialism. It is the worst form of corporatism. Buyers are giving away their right to have a voice. How are they doing that, you wonder? How are buyers giving away their right to have a voice? They keep buying shit. They keep buying shit. We keep buying ourselves into the grave. If you stopped buying shit and started maybe saving or buying from other people or buying from smaller businesses or buying from people that don't admittedly hate you, that's a big factor there. You might have a voice again. That's it. And what shocks me, and this is extraordinarily anecdotal, and people are not going to like that I say this, most of the people who claim to be Marxist consume the most corporate shit. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Some of my closest friends who are admittedly Marxist, who I've known for decades, and I'm very close with them, buy all the corporate shit. And they refuse to acknowledge it. What is that? If you're a Marxist, you're supposed to hate the corporations. I hate the corporations and I'm not a Marxist. What are you doing, man? Come on. You know what I mean? How many people? Every Marxist I know, all right, I can't say that. That's not true. Most of the Marxists I know walk around and they look like this. Tell me if you've seen this before, okay? Drink, phone, like this. Hold on. Now I'm ridiculous. With the pinky. They look like this, with a drink in their hand, usually Starbucks, and a cell phone. Maybe it's the two fingers back. With the cell phone. Marxist. They confess to being Marxist, and this is what they fucking look like. What are you doing? Corporate cell phone, corporate drink in hand, usually Starbucks. This is what you look like, and then they trot around. At least try. You know what I mean? And it's insane. It's insane. Oh, I don't like capitalism. But you keep buying shit. Stop it. We can stand in solidarity of hating corporations if you stopped buying shit. It's that easy. But you don't want to work at it. You just want it to happen. You just want things to be easy. You don't want to actually do anything about it. Damn. Unfortunately, I know that there's gonna be some Marxists that watch this, and they're gonna see that and they're gonna be like, actually, that's not it at all. And I'm gonna just say I don't care. Oh, here's a good question. What if you buy things secondhand? I won't tell you what to do. This idea came up actually after the stream. No, after the stream. Good God, I'm ridiculous. An idea similar to this came up after I did my panel on Saturday at the Southeast Game Exchange, okay? What if you buy things secondhand? What if you actually like Disney? What if you want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows? What if you want to buy a Nintendo Switch 2? What if you want blank, right? And I think this question is kind of part of that. And it's not for me to tell you when, how, and why to buy things. What I'm going to tell you is that we all need to have a line in the sand when enough is enough, right? You need to have a personal, individual line in the sand of when enough is enough, and they're not going to get your support, money, data, information, time anymore. So when I see what if we buy things secondhand, that makes me think, okay, well, would you want to buy Dragon Age Veilguard secondhand? It's like, oh, well, I actually wanted to play it. I mean, shit, I played it on PlayStation Plus and I regretted it. Not really. Like, I got to make a video out of it and we got to hang out and laugh together on stream. So I don't really regret it. But, that was still a download that does in some way support them. It supports BioWare, even though it won't make a difference. It's still supportive to the thing that doesn't like you or me, or it doesn't like me. Certainly freaking hates me, the people that made that game. So I feel like there's that kind of a discussion of philosophy to be had there. It's like, well, what if you buy things secondhand? Do you really need it? If the company hates you and the company wants to take advantage of you, At what point do you have to say, you know what? No, I don't need that in my life. So, and I'm not going to tell you what the right answer to that is. I'm just telling you my perspective. I believe that everyone needs to draw a line in the sand and say, when the company crosses this line, I'm out. And that's the best thing you can do. That's because it's a personal choice of yours. It's a personal decision that you get to make, and nobody else gets to tell you what to do. So, great question. Great question. Okay, my friends, we've got one more big topic today. But before we continue, got a massive shout out. We got a lot of people watching today. For a random Monday night, we got a lot of folks watching, which is awesome. There is much more to this Steam topic. I swear there is much more information out there. I don't have all that information. I'm just going on what I know about the credit card companies, the payment processors. Remember, they're two different things. Credit card company and a payment processor, two different things. Don't let people tell you otherwise. They are separate. Payment processors could be entirely separate companies. Credit card companies, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Amex, are different things. Heck yeah. Not heck yeah. Real life fake Marxist. I'm not even a fake Marxist. I'm just not a Marxist. Secondhand buying is a market and therefore a market downstream of the corporations. Yeah. It's debatable. It's debatable, but okay. Well, let's play on that. Let's play on that topic a little bit, huh? Pokemon card scalping is a market downstream of corporations, to your credit. That's one. I was just at the Southeast Game Exchange where they were selling video games, many of them marked up in price, right? People making money, understood. I get it. But at the same time, marked up from what it originally sold as, right? So that's a big deal. And a lot of those people were overcharging for things that they shouldn't be overcharging for, right? Even market prices. You get the market price and then you have the vendor price, which is a whole lot more expensive. Don't really know if I care for that, right? Yikes. I mean, the Nintendo Switch 2. Any gaming, you can talk about this at all, right? Nintendo Switch 2, you go on eBay right now, what is it, $600? More, maybe? Secondhand market buying, it's a discussable topic, I think. It's a discussable topic because there's great facets of it, and then there's like pretty negative stuff, as with everything. There's goods and bads in there, but it's a good discussion. All right, let's continue. Okay. Where is the link? No, I don't want to see everybody else. Give me the Game Spot. Game Spot. Let's go. All right. You know what? I think we need a transition. All right. As I talk about this topic, we're going to introduce this a little bit. Star Wars Outlaws is back in the news. So is Ubisoft. And so I was excited to talk about this. Ubisoft CEO blames Star Wars brand for disappointing Outlaws sales. Holy crap, everybody. Holy crap. Ubisoft CEO blames Star Wars brand trouble for disappointing Outlaws sales. So Star Wars Outlaws came out last year and it underperformed. It didn't work out very well. We knew this was going to happen. That game was a pile of crap. At inception, that game was a pile of crap. Fast forward to now, and it's pretty clear this game was an underperforming mess. And the CEO of Ubisoft now blames Star Wars, the brand, for this problem. Is that true? Is that true, chat? Is it? I mean, yeah, it is. Actually, it is. It is true. That is a part of it, but that's not the full picture. That's not the full story. It's definitely true that the Star Wars brand is damaged as all can be. But that's not the only reason why this game failed. And even before we get into this, the proof in the fact that Star Wars being the only reason why this could have failed, that's not true, is look at the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games. Those games sold well, and those games made money. Yeah. You jumping the gun here, my man. They made a shit game, and that's why it failed. That's exactly why it failed. Let's go ahead and continue reading this article, though. Let's see. All right. Got to zoom in big here. Despite receiving generally positive reviews, that doesn't mean shit. GameSpot, Game Informer. It's all the same name. All the same crap. Despite receiving generally positive reviews don't mean anything. Reviews don't mean anything. Star Wars Outlaws wasn't a commercial hit for Ubisoft, and the company blames the, quote, choppy waters, end quote, around the Star Wars IP at the time for the game's disappointing performance. Okay, at the time, the Star Wars brand is weaker today than it was at that time, just to be clear on that. Speaking to shareholders during a Q&A session of its 2025 general meeting, Ubisoft CEO, oh God, I forgot how to pronounce his name. Guillemot, the Guillemot family here. It's going to kill me that I don't remember how to pronounce his name. I feel stupid. I don't care. Referenced the Star Wars brand and how recent projects had tarnished it. Quote, Outlaws was released at a time when the brand that it belonged to was in a bit of choppy waters. It still is. It still is, Mr. Guillemot. Leading up to the release of Star Wars Outlaws, the IP had experienced turbulence with the poorly received Star Wars Rise of Skywalker movie, the polarizing TV series The Acolyte, and the mixed reception to the Book of Boba Fett. That is the most misleading pile of friggin' shit. That is, I have not read this article. That is a misleading pile of shit. That is absolutely misleading. And that's not, and also, this is not Ubisoft saying this. This is GameSpot saying this. This is Darren saying this. That is a misleading line there. Leading up to the release of Outlaws, the IP had experienced turbulence with the poorly received Rise of Skywalker movie. Oh, really? You didn't want to talk about The Last Jedi, huh? That was poorly received. Polarizing TV series The Acolyte. Okay, what about Ahsoka? Nobody watched Ahsoka. Ahsoka's ratings were shit. What about Mandalorian Season 3 with the declining ratings there? What about Obi-Wan Kenobi? People weren't happy about that. Okay, what about all the drama inside of Lucasfilm? Did that come up? We're going to talk about that? We're going to talk about how much they hate Luke Skywalker? No, we're not going to talk about that, huh? Okay. And the mixed reception of the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, they love to attack the Book of Boba Fett, but Ahsoka was worse than Boba Fett. Okay? There was a season 3 for Mandalorian? Unfortunately, yeah, and it's not good. It's worth noting that Outlaws... Oh, wait, It's worth noting... Wait, where is my pointer? Okay, here it is. It's worth noting that Outlaws was also criticized at the time as the combination of a badly paced intro mission, which it does have, various technical issues, which it does have, and several bugs didn't sit too well with players. These are all still in the game, by the way. Most of these issues have been addressed since the game's launch last year, and the story of a protagonist, Kay Vess, has continued with 2 DLC expansions, Wildcard, and a Pirate's Fortune, and we will never see or hear from this protagonist again. While it's unclear if Ubisoft will ever venture back into the Star Wars galaxy, especially now that it has a new division focused on its tentpole IP and led by Guillemot's own son, Charlie Guillemot, There are several Star Wars games in development at other studios. Saber Interactive says that the Knights of the Old Republic remake isn't dead. How refreshing. Oh, how inspiring. Skydance New Media is working on its own untitled Star Wars project, and turn-based tactics fans can look forward to Star Wars Zero Company. Guys, I haven't even watched the trailer for this. I just don't care. Oh my God, that's how it ends. Oh, man. Come on. Oh, I hate the freaking journalists, man. I hate the news media. They took a single thing and turned it into a full article. They took a single little tidbit of sound effect and turned it into a whole news without anything. There's no facts. There's nothing else in there. There's nothing proving that, either from the Guillemots or from GameSpot. Nothing. The news sucks. Okay. Wow, sorry I'm so late. This Visa MasterCard thing is disturbing, just like the new cameras on payment machines. Oh, that is disturbing. Yeah, we covered that. We're jumping into last topic of the night. New topic, last topic. Okay. All right. So, this is all a bunch of nonsense. Outlaws was released at a time when the brand that it belonged to was in a bit of choppy water. It's still in a bit of choppy water. Not only that, it's more damaged than it's ever been. It continues to get worse. I'd say by the week, by the month, more and more Star Wars fans just don't care about watching Star Wars or participating in Star Wars anymore. And and check it out, folks. We're going to find out in just a few short days if people are giving up on Marvel as well. I'm wearing my Fantastic Four shirt under here. There's the Thing. There's Johnny Storm. I got this because I thought it was like a comic book version, because I like the comic books. And then I realized, oh, shit, it's got Pedro Pascal on it. And now this will be the first and, well, likely the last time I wear this shirt. Because when there's the movie that comes out, sometimes they do comic book versions of merch. So I saw this and I'm like, oh, comic book version of Fantastic Four to tie along with the movie. And no, it's just a cartoonish version of the movie characters, and Pedro Pascal is clearly on it, and I don't like it. But could you believe this? I mean, of course we could believe it. It's Ubisoft speaking. Can you believe this? That they would blame the state of Star Wars on the failure of the game and not blame the bullshit in the game itself. Not blame the fact that the protagonist is unlikable and I think unrelatable and insufferable. And here's another chunk of that. If the character was customizable, if you were able to define who the protagonist was in the same way that Knights of the Old Republic was, I think that would have helped this game a lot. It would have helped this game a ton if you could have made your own hero. And you still could have kept Kay Vess as the canon protagonist. Just like they have, for instance, Knights of the Old Republic 2. You could be whoever you want. You can play as a guy, a girl. Doesn't matter what race you are. Knights of the Old Republic 2. The canon of that game is that you're playing as Mitra Surik, who is one of the most interesting characters in all of Star Wars. She is awesome. Very great character. And that's the canon version. But you as a player could play whatever version of the character you want. You can play the canon version, or you can make your own version and play your own version of the story. I think giving us Kay Vess here and having her look like that with the mullet, that was a choice. That was a dumbass choice. I don't know why they did that. The actress is beautiful. Why they hid her under all this CGI nonsense to make her look like someone else was ridiculous. Mitra was KOTOR 2. No, yeah, I think I said KOTOR 2. KOTOR 2, definitely. Oh no. That's nice. They made that up later for Star Wars for SWTOR, Star Wars The Old Republic. I don't care. Actually something I hate about the Old Republic. I hate what they did to her character in the Revan book. I hate that Revan book. That Revan book is why I don't care for the Old Republic. Like, I don't care for its canon story at all. I don't like it. I really liked KOTOR 1, and I really liked KOTOR 2, like most people. And I really enjoyed the two characters and the stories that they told in both of those games. But then they kind of undid it all in the future iterations. It's just not as good. Like, at all. But, okay. Wrapping up this story, it just goes to show nobody's going to take accountability. Nobody ever takes accountability. And it's always a mess. And for Ubisoft, it will remain unaccountable and messy. And that's just how it's going to be. And so now that the going has gotten tough, Ubisoft replies with, it's Star Wars' fault that our Star Wars game that we spent millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars making underperformed. And that is a crock of shit. Thankfully, I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Yeah, that's probably good. That's probably okay. But all right, my friends, that is where we are going to tie it up for today's stream. There is a Pokemon stream tomorrow. Let me see, what time is it going to be? Pokemon Direct tomorrow time ? The Direct tomorrow is at 9 a.m. Eastern. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream it. I may try, not too sure. No promises. I might. Regardless, I will see you no matter what this upcoming Sunday. I'll see you this upcoming Sunday. We will be back for the Wizards Crash Out, another episode then. Big video coming soon on the Switch 2. Actually, let's look at this really fast while we're still here. YouTube.com. Let's look at the channel because I put out a poll and you guys really crushed it with that poll. You really did. And I'm very happy about it. I'm very, very happy about it. We put out a poll, and the poll was, let me just share the screen. Let's look at it together. We are working on a documentary video. Please answer the question below as truthfully as possible. Did you buy a Nintendo Switch 2? Yes, I bought a Switch 2. No, I didn't buy a Switch 2. This exploded, you guys. There is almost 450 comments. There's 353 likes. And overwhelmingly, 92% of you voted that you didn't buy a Switch 2, which also, shout out to you. That's awesome. But that's crazy information. And so, yeah, the video we're working on next is going to be a documentary where we're interviewing people about the Switch 2. Did they buy it? Did they not buy it? I have a bit of a conclusion I'm going to make. That's interesting. That's coming. When that drops, please, for the love of me, watch it. I would very much appreciate it, okay? We need to fight this YouTube algorithm thing because it's being a jerk store, right? It's being a jerk store right now. So, all right, let's see. Who can we raid? We stick around for the raid. Let's support other creators. Who's live right now? Who is live right now? No, not them. They're not live. Who is live? We're going to raid Drunk 3PO because why not? Let's raid Drunk 3PO. Everybody jump over to Drunk 3PO and say Wizard Raid, okay? Fakeportal.com, wizardsanctuary.com. Check us out. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. Okay, bye-bye.